were asked the question from one of our Swan sisters, Alba, the background of Swan River Yoga. So here we are. This is Keith. I'm Michelle. And, you know, we're so blessed. Every time we walk into this electric blue building, it is very moving for us to see what's become of and continues to evolve. These beautiful dreams of ours. And in going through the history, I was pondering it a little bit, and it began sort of as an idea arising from the ashes of Hurricane Katrina. Since Katrina, though, it's evolved so much, as has our city. We've been through a few yoga studios, but now getting here in Mid-City, which is the center of the city, and looking around us. Keith and I look at each other every day. Like, oh my goodness, look at these people we're surrounded by. This is amazing, and such good people. Even Keith and I coming together, she had called me, she had had sort of her own personal rising from the ashes to bring us together, and it's continued, so we're lucky even. Really more so how it stands today. I think what is very important to us at Swan River is, first of all, community. And that word would be satsang in the yoga teachings. And satsang meaning that we're very much encouraged by, inspired by, and want to be around like-hearted company. So we're hoping it's as diverse as possible, and it comes in all shapes and sizes, with different ways of thinking, different political views, all these different backgrounds that help to assist us in the reflection of learning. So it's a very physical and reflective practice. So I would say, wouldn't you agree, number one, community to us. And wow, every time we walk in the door, it is clear we're in such good company. So thank you for that, and it continues to grow. Number two, I was pondering, you know, one word for yoga translated is integration, and being able to integrate the yoga practice into our daily lives. Even our teacher Sharon, she gave a good talk one time that I really loved. She said, you know, what could be more physical than how you treat your body, so that goes on here, what you put into it, that also goes on here with food, who you live with, who you associate with, and how you speak to them, what you think about them, where you live, what you do on a daily basis. So these are all physical practices. So we found a way to integrate all of that here at Swan River, and honoring that the word integration also comes from this word integrity. So we're always working on ourselves, you know, not taking it too lightly, that we're doing our best to go very deep, to keep it real and authentic, and to honor our roots, and to then, in the quality of integrity, that this place remains trustworthy and impeccable, and you know when you come here that you'll hear things that are sound, even in daily conversations, that they're not mundane, and that you'll know that we're doing our best to even work on the quality of our minds, and that gets worked out here as well as the quality of the body. So mind, speech, and the body being very honored in the integration of integrity. And I would say also, you know, even just being a business, yogis and business don't always even mix. It's a hard one. And I think what's helped us to continue to evolve is that we love being creative. And sometimes, probably I'll come up with really out there ideas. We both come up with these ideas of, let's do this next. And somehow many of these ideas have stuck with both Keith and I. And it's this bold courage to change and to add, to have a new idea of even the plan of the way we think things should be, and even honoring also different styles of yoga or different ways that it can be expressed, as well as the very diversified group of beings that come to Swan River Yoga. And that to us, it flourishes and it's artful. And the creation of it helps to remind us of grace and of the Creator. And we've been very grateful to have a lot of diversity and creativity here at Swan River Yoga. Haven't we, Ki?
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with everything. We've been so fortunate, and as we grow, one of the many ways that we've been sort of inspired to expand, we tend to have the same ideas at the same time, it's amazing, but is to offer practices that are accessible to all ages and at all times, that aren't even only when you're within the walls of this building and then you leave your mat and you forget about it when you go off in your car, where of course we have vigorous asana, we have acro yoga, one of the most thriving acro yoga communities in New Orleans we're very proud of. But we also have practices like meditation club and singing class, not singing as in technical with your voice, but getting comfortable with mantras so you hear these holy sounds ringing in your heart and mind, even when you're out in traffic or even when you're home with loved ones. We have practices for studying some of the ancient teachings, but not in such a way so that you could be superior, like you know some academic knowledge. It's sort of like you use the teachings, I say, as medicine, so you can do this simple but challenging work on yourself so that everyone in your world can benefit. And then we all get together and talk about our practices and how they're going or how they're not going. And it's a beautiful thing because, first of all, it makes you feel okay wherever you are in your practice. And also, I'm fortunate enough to get to facilitate some of these gatherings, and I feel like daily or weekly I can see the relief in people's faces in getting to connect with other people on a basis that has nothing to do with the family they came from or the city they came from or their socioeconomic background or what job they're going to after class, but just to get to be sort of more their inner self. In a moment we're going to sing some chants in honor of that, but it's a joy to be a part of something that helps people connect inwardly with themselves and then also see deeply into others. It's actually quite an intimate connection in a way I think it's kind of rare and precious and a responsibility to make it possible for people and safe for people to connect like that, but it's incredible to be a part of. And now that we have the Good Karma Cafe, we can also gather there.
Yeah.
And we see people that maybe practice here often doing yoga or other things that bring in their coworkers. And then they get to come and maybe have, maybe they're not that inclined towards a vegan diet, and they get to come in and have an absolutely fabulous meal. And then just experience that as another way of practicing yoga. So we're feeling very blessed right now.
Oh,
yeah.
so blessed.
And many new ideas coming.
Yes.
Should we do some singing?
Yes. This chant, we sing it a lot. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And a big part of the yogi is saying only what they mean, And so when we say all, that I think is the stitches that has held us together as each diverse being that steps into these doors. And we look forward to how much we can learn from them, and then we can send these waves outwardly so that the freedom is contagious and it continues. Ham, Sa is the word for swan. Flipped around means I am. I am that capital T. It's the activation of the throat. So what we're saying permeates into the atmosphere and reminds us of our origin. Satguru Bhagavan ki Jai.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Come see us at Solemn Yoga. Louise, can you say namaste?